What about ye? You're very welcome. And if you wouldn't mind hitting the wee follow button, I think it's down on this side of the screen, as it goes some way to alleviating my crippling sense of low self-esteem. Only messing. I don't give a shit, to be honest with you. But the young'uns here say if I don't say that, they're gonna flick some switches, and I don't know how all this stuff works. I just no idea. So it's Thursday, the 6th of June, 2024, meaning it is time for... Yes, time for Wanks of the Week. Which this week is the baby boomer generation. A whole lot of us. Yeah, because believe it or not, I happen to be a member of that generation. So this week, I'm calling myself a wanker. Now, that's low self-esteem. The reason for this is the behaviour of the baby boomers within the Tory government who are attacking the young. Now, having realised they have no chance of getting anyone below the age of 60 to vote for them, they're going all out to punish young people for having the temerity to recognise them as a bunch of upper-class, lying, greedy, thieving, crony-rewarding, racist, con men, sex degenerates, homophobic, misogynistic bastards. I've left stuff out there. I know I've left some stuff out. Anyway. They have good points. The Tories have good points, in so much as they're stupid fuckwits who are about to get their arses handed to them in the upcoming general election. Tory Home Secretary James Cleverly, well, he led the attack on the young, proposing a form of mandatory national service, accusing the youth of living in their own bubble, whether it be a digital or social bubble. I presume not so Cleverly hadn't seen this now famous clip of an interview with a young Rishi Sunak who demonstrated perfectly his accusation of being trapped in a social bubble.
I have friends who are aristocrats, I have friends who are upper class, I have friends who are, working class, but I'm not working class, but I mix and match and then I go to see.
Not working class. No, dear me. What was I thinking? I don't have any working class friends. No working class friends. So what the Tory boomers mean when they say they want to smash social bubbles is the poor working class bubbles, not the rich entitled bubbles they've been part of. Plus, staying with on the generational theme, a common characteristic of all wars, thinking about the national service idea, is that it's invariably old men who send young men out to fight them. Yet not content with stripping the young of a year of their lives after they'd been already lost 3 years due to COVID, the boomers followed up with a plan to move 100,000 students into apprenticeships by scrapping university courses which they've deemed to be rip-offs. Courses like drama, or arts, or music, or media. So that, say the Tories, we don't need that. We need more electricians and more mechanics to service our big houses and our big cars. What they aren't going to mention, of course, is that our boomer generation, right? We not only received a free university education, but would you believe it? We were given a financial grant from the government to cover our living expenses. They don't tell you that. And young people doing a university degree today, well, they face burdened with a debt it'll take them decades to repay. In response to this Tory policy of getting rid of university degrees, Joe Grady, the University and College Union Secretary, she said higher education provides a ladder of opportunity to working class communities. So it's no wonder the Conservative Party continues to attack it. I couldn't have said it better myself. Then consider the state of the NHS. Now, I've personal experience having seriously injured my spine when I was a young man, right in my late teens, necessitating 2 operations and long periods spent convalescing in hospital. The NHS at that time was fully funded and staffed, and I received exemplary treatment. God forbid a young man incur a similar injury today, as he would need private health insurance to receive anything close to the care I received for free. And even though I began my working career as a barman, which meant I was receiving a minimum wage, I was still able to eventually save enough to put down a deposit on a mortgage and buy my first home. There is absolutely no chance a young person in a similar position today could achieve the same. Millennials and Generation Z may be the first to spend their lives in expensive rented accommodation rather than their own homes. As for us baby boomers, well, not only are we in our own homes, but for most of it, we have long since paid off our mortgages. Kerching! Leaving us with disposable income to travel and donate to parties such as the Tories who demonise and hate the young. But all these injustices inflicted by us boomers on subsequent generations are nothing in comparison to our most egregious crime, global warming. My generation have known for decades of the dangers of the greenhouse effects resulting from rampant consumerism and the carbon which that consumerism pumps into the environment. What was once a theory was backed up with scientific proof in 1985 when Jonathan Shanklin, he was a junior researcher at the British Antarctic Survey, he discovered a hole in the ozone layer which protects us from solar radiation. That hole has continued to grow, leading to the melting of the ice cap during the summer. Yet many baby boomers continue to deny global warming, even as our weather becomes ever more extreme and the seas rise and the forests burn. We don't care, because we're not going to be around to see the worst of it. No, we'd rather spend our disposable income to buy ever bigger cars and jump onto jets the way people used to jump onto buses. And rather than stepping up and taking responsibility for the damage we've done, we've instead allowed children such as Greta Thunberg to do the heavy lifting to save the planet. So, allow me as a baby boomer to apologise to the generations who've had to suffer due to our incompetence, ignorance, greed and stupidity. I'm sorry that you're going to be the first generation to be less well off than your parents. I'm sorry for the debt you'll be forced to take on to get a decent education. I'm sorry that we've allowed our wonderful NHS to be starved by successive governments to the point of extinction. I'm sorry you'll spend a large portion of your salaries paying for a home you'll never own. And I'm sorry you'll face the horror of a world turned into an oven due to my generation's inaction over global warming. And here. If you needed another reason to hate us baby boomers, just remember this. We're the generation who probably shagged your granny. Oh, yeah. Try to get that image out of your head. Hey! Sweet dreams.